Hello everyone, welcome to the study of Style 3D Atelier. Today, I will explain the method of making cake skirt. First, open the resource library. Find the garment. Choose the short skirt. Add the inner skirt for making the cake skirt. Delete the extra patterns. Select all patterns. Move their position in the 3D window. The size of the skirt is relatively large compared to the avatar. You can use the scaling tool to adjust the size of the skirt, then adjust to the appropriate position for simulation. After the simulation, you can slightly pull to adjust the shape. Next, we select the bottom edge of the skirt pattern piece. Right-click and use the Offset Pattern Outline tool. Scale to the appropriate length. Click Confirm. The length of the skirt is shortened. Next, we use the Edit Pattern tool. Select the points on both sides of the skirt pattern piece and move them inward to make the skirt more fitted. Next, check if the lengths of the connected positions of the skirt patterns are consistent, and use the Length Changing tool to make both sides consistent. Next, we will make the waistband of the skirt. Measure the waist circumference of the skirt. Use the rectangle tool to create a piece with a length equal to the waist circumference and a height of 3 cm as the waistband. Use the free sewing tool to sew it onto the skirt. First, select the bottom edge of the waistband, click Confirm, and select the edge to be sewn while holding down the Shift key. Refer to the 3D window to determine the sewing direction. After sewing, you can use the Control and bracket keys to quickly move the pattern piece to the sewing position. Note that the sides also need to be sewn. After sewing, slightly pull to adjust the shape. Select all patterns and freeze. The cake skirt needs to generate multiple internal lines. For convenience in subsequent operations, cancel the pattern symmetry axis at first. Then select the bottom edge of the skirt piece. Right-click and choose to generate equidistant internal lines. 2 lines at a distance of 8.5 cm. Click Confirm. Then continue to make the outer layer of the cake skirt. Start with the first layer. Use the rectangle tool to create a piece with a width equal to the waist circumference and a height of 14 cm. To create the pleated effect on the cake skirt, we need to increase the length of the outer pattern piece. To create the pleated effect, select the pattern piece, click on the right border, drag it outwards and right-click to double the width of the pattern piece. If you want more and puffier pleats, you can further increase the scaling. Use the free sewing tool to sew the pattern piece to the position of the first layer. The same way as sewing the waistband, also choose one side first, then hold the Shift key and select the other sewing line. Pay attention to the 3D window. After sewing, select the pattern piece. You can also use the Control and bracket keys to quickly move the pattern piece to the sewing position. Sew the sides, simulate and adjust the skirt shape by pulling. Next, we will make the second layer of the skirt. Use the Edit Pattern tool to measure the length of the sewing position for the second layer. Use the rectangle tool to create a piece with a width equal to the length of the second layer and a height of 14 cm. Select the pattern piece and adjust its width to double the original. Then sew the second layer onto the base skirt, following the same steps as the first layer. After sewing, use the shortcut keys to quickly move, and remember to sew the sides. Simulate and pull to adjust. If the skirt feels a bit short, adjust it to be longer. Select the skirt pattern piece and slightly lengthen it in the vertical direction. Now, let's make the final layer. Measure the length of the first 2 layers of the skirt. Then, measure the sewing position length for the third layer. Just like the first 2 layers, use the rectangle tool to create a pattern piece of the corresponding length and width. Drag the side to lengthen the width. Here, I want more pleats on the bottom layer, so I choose to increase it by 2.5 times. Then, sew the skirt piece. Follow the same steps as the previous 2 layers and speed up the process. After sewing, pull and adjust the pattern piece to shape. Select all patterns and reduce the particle distance. Press space to simulate. The cloth will be more refined. Pull and adjust the cloth shape. Select the outer skirt pattern piece and reduce the particle distance to 5. Then, create a new fabric. Adjust the skirt's physical properties in the Property Editing window. Here, directly choose a chiffon fabric physical preset. After setting, apply the fabric to the skirt pattern piece. Press space to simulate, pull and adjust the skirt shape. You can turn on the display for fabric thickness. Then fine-tune. Select the skirt pattern to add thickness. Select the skirt hem and add a 0.5 rendering thickness. The skirt's base layer is now complete. You can rotate to view the effect. Lastly, let's review the key points. That's all for this lesson. Welcome everyone to like and share the video. Please leave your comments below. See you in the next video.